name is Aideen Rattery-Price, and welcome to the 9th edition of Pecha Kucha Night Bermuda. Pecha Kuchas are sometimes we refer to them as TED Talks on speed. They are a brief introduction to topics that are usually a passion for the presenters. They were started by a couple of architects in Tokyo as a way of getting people out from behind their computers into a social setting and having them talk about whatever it is they have on their mind at the moment. We've had numerous presenters, architects, planners, artists, spoken word artists, doctors, fans of medical marijuana in the version of a spliff as opposed to a tablet, but never mind that. And also a huge range, roller derbies, yes, we've had a huge range of people that have spoken over the past 2 years. Anyway, so we have a great lineup of 9 speakers this evening, and I would first of all like to start with a huge thank you to the Bermuda Society of Arts for being our host. It's a fabulous organization. It does rely on all of us for its support. You can support it in numerous ways, one of which is to become a member. And you can do that by signing up at the table at the front there as you buy your drink ticket so that you can become a member, drink, and then drive. There are also some healthy snacks available for sale. I'm not quite sure where the snacks are, but probably by the bar. No, out front on the table. Where you can sign up to be a member. Did I mention that already? You could sign up to be a member. So, in an effort to actually start vaguely on time, I would like to start with our first speaker, who is Christopher Famous.
Good evening, Pecha Kucha. Roughly about 3 years ago, my good friend, Jeff Souza, although we differ on politics, we are together on football, Manchester United. He introduced me to Facebook politics, which for some was sort of new. We all knew about Facebook, but we didn't really know about Facebook politics. But for those who don't know about Facebook, about close to 1 billion people on Facebook. It's created by Mark Zuckerberg, who got jilted by a girl, went home, and decided to become the richest guy in the world. Facebook, you can talk to people you went to school with, people you never knew. But anyway, One Bermuda Alliance in 2011 had a Facebook page, which Jeff introduced me to, and the page was supposedly for dialogue and talk about ways forward for Bermuda, but it actually ended up turning into a sort of anti-PLP fest. I was on there for about roughly about a year, and it led to daily debates, arguments, threats, because mostly everybody was OBA and I was a PLP. They didn't even know if they were UBP or OBA, but nevertheless, the OBA won the election, and so for a little while I had to kind of be quiet, maybe 2 days. And I had to actually get used to saying Premier Craig Kenninger. And, but nevertheless, we still continue the dialogue on a new page called Bermuda Elections 2012. One of the first topics we discussed, major topics we discussed, was same-sex marriage, or the HRA amendment, which the OBA made as the priority instead of jobs. And that led to very colorful, so to say, educommitment. Anyway, during the debate in the House, MP Mark Pettingill made a comment that Bermudians were Kool-Aid drinkers. So we quickly made a meme to remind him that Bermudians, are watching and listening to everything that he says, and he hasn't said anything since. One of the debates that we have had was on medical marijuana by my friend Alan Gordon, who isn't here, which led to this sort of confrontation, if you want to call it, with Premier Michael Dunkley, who looks like he is kind of happy. So we debated almost to the last breath about medical marijuana. Some were totally against it, some were for it. Not me. I work Belco, I don't smoke. But anyway, that was one of the major debates that sort of set the pace for what Facebook politics are about. Another point was that ex-Senator Norton Bringman said that Grand Atlantic was going to fall in the sea when a hurricane came. And as you can see, Grand Atlantic is still standing strong while he is not. But he's still my friend and my cousin. On any given Friday during the House, you may think that the politicians are sitting down worrying about what their constituents are doing, but they're worrying about what's being said on Facebook. So they kind of they've learned to monitor what they say because they know when we hear it on the radio, it will end up on Facebook if they say something out of line. So at times they feel like they're in the Roman Colosseum, where they're not so much afraid of the lions, but they're afraid of the crowd being the thousands of you. I know some of you here who watch you on Facebook to see what the politicians or political parties have said. So Facebook is, although there's just a few of us online, there's thousands of us watching. Another one of the avid debates online was gaming, and a lot of us were for gaming, the referendum, which they took a gamble and took away from us, which eventually they will pay for that. But, always bad on black. So we had to, at times we have to remind politicians of stuff they said before the election, such as this one where Craig Kenner said he promised that the civil service wasn't going to get cut and wasn't going to lose any money. And of course, you know how that's going to turn out. Not good. This picture was taken the minute this paper came off the press at the Bermuda Sun, and it was first put up on Facebook that confirmed that Craig Kenner was about to lose his job. So I want to give a big hand to Bermuda Sun. This picture was done by the $27 million BTA. This is how they let people know how to come to Bermuda, with Photoshop pictures that are all over the place, poor graphic arts. But the point is that it was first discovered and dissected online on Facebook, and then they were told take it off. Occasionally, memes are created to tell the politicians that we remember everything you said, such as money don't grow on trees, and then the next day you fly off to promote perfume. So, the point is that whatever politicians say is on Facebook. Now, a lot of people, including myself, do not quite trust the Royal Gazette, so they are looking for more investigative reporting, and they tend to look on Facebook for the facts. Now, I may lose my job at Royal Gazette, but hey, I had a dark and stormy, so I'm all right. Now, with the demise of the Bermuda Sun, not Randy French, more persons are looking for the facts. And the facts of what you find on Facebook is that we dissect the facts in a million different ways, and by the next day, it's then coincidentally in the paper. And finally, one of the side effects of Facebook politics is that you get to meet people that you never knew before, and you get to become their friends who normally you would just say those people and them people, and they're now us. So that's Facebook politics, the evolution of Facebook politics. My presentation wasn't as good as it could be because I work at Belco and I was helping putting your lights on. So, but thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We will now take questions from the audience. Maybe there's a question for Chris?
I do. Is it on? It is. My question, Chris, is I have to say, when I first started reading your, I don't know where I was reading you, somewhere in the paper, I guess.
Bermuda Sun or Royal Gazette.
I didn't even realize you were in Bermuda.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I thought you were in Bahamas or something. That's the other guy? Oh, okay.
That's Gilbert.
Okay. But so what made you start wanting to commentate on or comment on politics?
Jeff Sousa. No, well, Jeff had invited me to debate on that page, and then I saw a lot of the, how can I say, outlandish sort of claims being made, and as a PLP supporter, I wasn't going to just stand up there and just let people make outrageous lies about corruption and cronyism, nepotism, and all of that stuff. So it's a natural evolution, so a group of us did form another page, and it's ever evolving, where you have now, between two pages, you have approximately 2,500 persons viewing, so that's 5% of the population. So that was my, and then it evolved into, I got an invitation by my friend Tony to, well, he wasn't my friend then, but to write a column in the Bermuda Sun, and then that didn't quite work out. And then Tim Hodgson asked me to write for Royal Gazette.
Okay, we have another question here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So far as the political discourse that happens on Facebook, do you really believe that it's constructive, or is it just feeding into this sort of negative cloud which hangs over our politics anyways?
Well, compared with Royal Gazette and Bermuda Sun, it's positive, because on Facebook, it's you know who the persons are, so they actually speak with some level of respect. Of course, you can have people that disagree with each other, but and disagree strongly, but at times the truth always comes out. So you have to take sort of the good with the bad. But remember, politics is just a reflection of society anyway. So it's not as if politics creates division. Politics is a reflection of the divisions in society.
Quick question, Chris. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
You spoke about the positive outcomes of Facebook politics, but have you ever had any negative real-world experiences due to Facebook politics that you could share?
Seriously?
I mean, it's all adults here, except for them kids over there.
No, well, I wouldn't say I had negative. I've met people in the street who says, "Hey, you're Chris Famous, thank you." And at first I'm like, no. But then, I mean, some of you probably log on to Bernie's under a disguised name and curse me out. But I don't mind that, because at least people are talking. Because as a society, what we need to do is talk. And it's not necessarily about politics. It's about the issues of gay marriage, gambling, any issue. As a society, we need to talk. We need to engage each other. So I personally don't view anything as negative, in my personal opinion.
On that note, your name is off. Nikki's name is up. Thank you very much. Hand for Chris, please.
This was my first Pecha Kucha night. I actually saw the one previously, and I really liked the concept. And lo and behold, they asked me to do it, so I kind of had to throw 20 slides together and just ad-lib along the way. It was a little dark and stormy in the beginning helped. But I like the concept of people bringing their life experiences, stories to the society, and people asking questions and getting to interact. And I think we should do this, not necessarily this Pecha Kucha society, but we as Bermudians need to do that more often and have a greater appreciation of each other's viewpoints. So that's it.